Whoa, 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 whoa! Hey, how's it going? It's Cali T here, and oh my goodness, can you believe it? I can't believe it because I'm just like here making a whole video about it. We just hit 1,008 subscribers! Woo! Making YouTube videos has been so exciting and just rewarding for me, and I'm so glad that so many of you have just like come and found Cali's little corner and just loves like food and anime and just everything otaku related. I mean, like, I rant about anime, I do how-to cooking videos, I do reactions, I do little skits about anime, I do unboxings. Like, this channel is a lot. So my mind is just so blown that 1,008 of you have told yourselves like, oh my gosh, this girl is like hella weird, but I kind of like her. Click. And it really does affect me, like right here in this general area, that you guys are just as like enthused about anime as I am, and I'm just so excited and happy that like you guys are here with me. And I mean, really, you guys just make my fat heart swell. And so I wanted to do something a little bit special for the occasion, and I thought, well, why not I just tell you guys a little bit more about me. So basically I told myself, what the heck? So today I'm going to be sharing with you 50 facts about your homegirl, Cali T. And maybe after this we'll be able to relate a little more. What do you say? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. So without further ado, let's get started. My favorite number in the whole wide world is the number 8, which is why everything's like 108, 1,008, maybe 10,008 one day. I really can't imagine it. But I realize that I'm super biased about that because I was born on August 8th. I have 3 favorite animals. By ranking, they are number 3, the bunny, number 2, the lion, and number 1, the penguin. I have broken my left arm in 3 places. Funny story. When I was like 5 years old, I used to have this toy called a sky dancer, and it was like this little fairy thing that you put on like this mount, and then you would pull the string and then it would twirl and fly in the air. And so I said, I want to fly too, just like every other little kid out there. So I did what any rational kid would do and made myself a pair of wings out of construction paper. It was my finest work. And so I just climbed on top of my bunk bed and just jumped off and twirled, and I landed directly on my friend's back. It was like twirlful. And my arm went like, it's like my elbow was like here and it was like this. It was just not a pretty sight to see. And I definitely have the type of parents who are like, oh, just walk it off, honey. So like back then I thought any and all things were cured with water. So I literally just put like my distorted arm underwater and I was like, oh, I guess it'll be better soon. I am like complete rubbish when it comes to first-person shooter games. Like, I am the worst. Don't ask me to play. I will 9 times out of 10 say no. When I was younger, my favorite book of all time used to be a book called Flip by Wendelin Van Drennen. I used to read it like all the time. My favorite Pokemon of all time is Empoleon. I just love penguins. I am a smoothie addict. Like, as much as I like tea, I just love smoothies so much more. Like, I could have them all day, day. I am the eldest of 5. My dad taught me how to draw when I was little, and I just never stopped loving to draw. I am single. You would be surprised how many messages I get asking that question. My favorite time of day is golden hour, specifically the hour before sunset, because it's like a lot of pale yellows and oranges and pinks, and I just love it. It's like Twilight Town. I have a puppy named Aang, and he is a miniature Schnauzer Chihuahua mix. My star sign is a Leo. I love Italian food and Mexican food, more so because the common denominator out of those two is cheese, and I love cheese. I'd rather be too hot than too cold. Yes, I understand, like, I could put more layers on and, you know, be warm, but I just literally, it is the worst feeling for me to be cold, and I get cold so easily. My instrument of choice is the piano. I've been playing for many years. My favorite color is pink. I love video games, and you can normally find me playing either like an RPG or like party games. Some of my favorite party games are like Smash, any type of like Mario Kart, party, whatever. Monkey Ball 2, so much fun. And one of my favorite party games of all time is called Fusion Frenzy. I never hear anybody like play that game, but it was for the Xbox. It is so much fun. Like, hours of fun were had with that game. Now on the RPG side, some of my favorite games are like Ni no Kuni, Star Ocean, The World Ends With You, Odin Sphere, Kingdom Hearts. Like, I literally love video games and I could list like a ton more. My height is 5'6". I have never left the country, but I just got my passport this year, so who knows? I love rides. Like, I will go on like every single ride at a theme park except for the ones that just lift you up and then drop you like a hot pancake. I just have the 2 standard earlobe piercings, nothing else. I've never had anything else. And I don't have any tattoos. Not because I wouldn't get one, but more so because my pain tolerance is like way low. For the sake of my personal well-being, I cannot watch horror movies. Like, I get so paranoid, like my back will be against the wall all the time and it will be that ridiculous. Like, I can take like the gore and the slasher and like the thriller kind of horrors, but I just can't deal with any horror movies that deal with supernatural elements. If I am at an arcade or a movie theater and there happens to be the game called Stackers there, it's like this game where there's like a bunch of cubes and you like line them up like with like the light and try to get like one straight line. Yeah, I have a problem. Like, I love that game a little too much and I will spend so much money on it. I am from the USA. My favorite sports of all time are ice skating and volleyball, and I used to compete competitively in both. I am such a homebody. I just love being cozy. I like my video games, I like reading, and I can do that all in the comfort of my home. Ugh. Sign me up. My favorite Disney princess is Rapunzel. I really don't like watermelon, mayonnaise, or pickles. I have an odd habit like of when like I turn off all the lights downstairs, like I just book it to my room. Like, I know there's not like an axe murderer like trying to like get me or anything, but I just feel safer when I'm like in light. My favorite mangaka is Arina Penemora. A lot of people would say that I'm like an extroverted person, but I consider myself an ambivert. I know I'm gonna lose a ton of points for this, but I have never played a single Zelda game in my entire life. When I was little, I loved The Lion King so much that when my parents took me to the zoo, I was like, I am going to meet me a lion today. And when my parents weren't paying attention to me, I went off to go find the lions, and I found them. And when I found them, I climbed over the fence to go have a meet and greet with the Lion King himself. And luckily, the zookeeper saw me on the other side of the fence and was like, whose kid is this? And my parents have never let me forget the story ever. If someone told me to choose between either like spicy, sour, or sweet things, I would always choose sweet things. Like, I have such a large sweet tooth. Like, so large I probably should work on it. When I was younger, I wouldn't really get like grounded for anything, but I would get things like taken away. And so like I was the kid that would get like their books taken away, but like that was okay because I still had like video games, I could write, I could draw, like the world was mine. I used to be so obsessed with this website called Gaia Online. Like, literally I would like wake up, Gaia, sleep, Gaia, eat, Gaia. And I wasted so much of my allowance money like on this game, and I just like loved like chatting with people and like getting like super rare items and like getting gold and having a guild, and kind of miss it, but like I kind of like leaving it where it is. I have the weirdest relationship with milk. Like, I cannot drink milk plain, otherwise it just makes me hurl, but I can have milk in things. So like I can have milk in cereal, or like chocolate milk, or strawberry milk, or milkshakes, or ice cream, and nothing will happen to me. It's only when I drink like regular milk. When I was younger, my favorite anime hands down was Sailor Moon, but now that I'm older like and have watched so much more anime, I'm just kind of like, I can't choose. Like, I just have some that I like and some that I don't. Maybe I'll just do like a top 20 one day of just like my favorite ones, who knows. I can't drink after other people, and I know that just stems from when like my little brother used to like backwash in my drinks, and I was like, yeah, no. My memory is pretty good when it comes to remembering like certain little things about people. So like, for example, let's say you didn't like, I don't know, kale or something like that. Like, I would always remember that like you don't like kale. Also, I have like just stock memory of just like useless facts. Like, for instance, do you know how long once in a blue moon is? I do. It's once every 2 years. Or did you know that the time that you reach the age of 75, you would have slept for about 24 years? Yeah, I just know useless stuff like that. As much as I dislike it when things are tangled, I love just like unraveling a tangle, whether that be like hair or like a necklace or like earphones. Like I will literally sit there until it is all done, and I just love it. When I was younger, my parents would actually not let me into the kitchen. Like I would go and make some like weird stuff and like call it like magic potions and whatnot. Like I remember like so clearly like adding like my mom's perfume and lotion and dirt and like some flour and some eggs and just like put it in the oven to bake. And then I would just ask my parents to be like, hey, I made you something, would you eat it? And they'd just be like, what is that? But now, since I am much older, I've tried to hone my cooking skills, and I would definitely say that my best dish is called a Scottish egg. I have actually never consumed Nutella in my entire life. I used to get teased a lot for my laughter, but like to preface, 8 times out of 10 when I'm laughing, like I'm normally like crying as well. And so a lot of times people would tell me like, oh Cali, it wasn't really that funny. But I'd be like, I understand it wasn't that funny, but I'm just laughing and crying. It's just a thing I do. I'm sorry. And for my last fact, my real name is not actually Cali T. Cali is my nickname, and because I love tea so much and my last name starts with a T, I just like used it as like a play on words, and that's how I get like my YouTube name. But my real name, no joke, I understand like so many people are gonna be like, oh, what? Is she for real? It's true, it is my birth name, like just ask anyone. My real name is California, no joke. And normally it's how I introduce myself to people anyways when I'm like meeting them for the first time or whatnot. And ironically enough, it's not like something I was teased about in like any of my years in schooling, like ever. A lot of times people would be like, oh yeah, that's your name? Oh my goodness, that's so cool. And it's spelled just like the state with a C. It's not with like a K or anything. My mom has actually met someone else that was named California. I want to believe that I'm like the only one, like Tigger. The wonderful thing about Tigger is that Tigger's the only one. The only time my name gives me like an issue of any kind is if I'm like flying somewhere or if I'm trying to like identify myself. So normally people will ask like, oh, what's your name? And I'll be like, oh, my name's California. And they'll be like, oh, no, I'm so sorry, sweetie. Not where you're going, your name. And I'm kind of like, California? And I could really care less if people call me California or Cali, like it just really doesn't matter to me. But there you have it, 50 facts about me. Yay! And that's a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for stopping by. I truly appreciate it as always. What's a fact about you? I would love to get to know you more. So if you want to leave me a fact about like something interesting about you, let me know in the comment section below and I will definitely read it. And hopefully you'll stay tuned for more anime-esque stuff coming your way. And hey, if you like this video, please let me know by hitting that like and subscribe buttons. And that's it for me. Thank you again for sharing a part of your day with me, and I hope our family just grows and just becomes a tight but inclusive unit for all those who just share and like anime and otaku enthusiasm. And I hope that the rest of your day is rad. Until next time!